Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Seven and a Half Arms podcast. I'm Max,
I am Mo.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Brayden.
and today we're going to be talking about life in quarantine. Ever since the Ligma pandemic, everybody's been stuck inside, so we're going to talk about our stories that have occurred during the quarantine.
All right, who
wants to
go
start?
first? Yeah.
I think maybe I'll go first since
All right,
I've
sounds
been
good.
in quarantine for about over a month now. So I had to leave the quarantine a bit early just so that I didn't get some vulnerable family members sick. So I was like gone from school for like 2 extra days before everyone else. And you know, I pointed this out to many people multiple times, but I'm like, well, my lifestyle hasn't really changed too much, you know. I'd still always be in this chair, but the fact that I'm not even allowed to go outside is sort of, you know, it's eerie in a way. I live right next to a busy street, and like in the middle of the day, it almost has no traffic, and it's the weirdest thing. So, I mean,
Yeah. So just to clarify, your parents aren't letting you go outside.
we go outside to walk my dog every other day.
All right.
So
Every other day?
yeah,
your
so
lifestyle hasn't
I walk
changed
my
that
dog
much.
for
Your
30
dog
minutes
goes-
today, and then
Yeah.
tomorrow my brother Bennett walks him, and then
Oh, I
After
thought you
that-
meant you just didn't walk
No,
your dog for a
no.
day. You just
no,
leave
no,
it.
no, no.
Today-
absolutely
Let it
not.
go to the bathroom.
My dog
Alright.
is not the kind that you leave with a full bladder because he will eat everything. He'll eat you, seriously.
Okay. All right.
My chair is literally the squeakiest thing ever, but I guess I can go too. I don't know. Yeah, life in quarantine really hasn't changed my lifestyle at home. I'm still doing the same things. It's just the fact that I can't go out that I feel awkward about. Because, like, just not being able to hang out with friends in person just makes me feel off because I haven't been able to do it for so long. Like, I'm really missing the boys.
Big facts.
And, yeah, I don't know. Life inside the house really hasn't changed much. I'm doing the same thing every day. Work, eat, game, sleep, do this. Yeah, I don't know. It's not much different. What about you, Mo?
Unlike you two, I think my life has changed in like a really big way, and I'm not a fan of it. Like Brayden said, I haven't been able to hang out with like friends or anything. And like ever since the whole quarantine started, like my parents don't let me go outside the house, and I like know what they mean. Like it's smart because they don't want me to get sick and get everyone else sick. But when like before all this, I used to go to the community center a lot. I always used to like go play basketball or volleyball and like work out and like I don't know, like run or do something. And like ever since the quarantine, I'm just in my house. I just haven't had, you know, like I don't even have the equipment to like do that many at-home workouts. And you know, I'm kind of ashamed to admit it, but I've actually gained like a few pounds since the quarantine. I don't want to say how many, but I've gained a few pounds. And even like eating, like before I used to eat like pretty healthy, and now I'm just eating like a bunch of snacks. And if anybody knows the Milano's cookies, you guys know
Those are
what the
so good.
Those are
I
great.
love those.
My dad brought some from Costco, and I've just demolished all of them. They're all just gone.
Yeah,
Just
no,
demolished them all.
chip bags
and-
don't survive more than like a day or two in our house.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as the
And-
chip bag's in the house, it's gone within like a day or two.
Yeah, and my whole
you
lifestyle
speed
has
run
kinda
chip
changed.
eating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And doesn't even last a day.
No, I speedrun Oreos.
you know, yeah. Just honestly, everything just changed. Like the whole dynamic. Usually, I'm just in my room, and like even like playing video games like that. That keeps me sane because at least I can entertain myself. But yeah, my whole life has mostly changed, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like you know, I'd rather be like going outside, hanging out with the boys. But
Yeah, but I'm also happy that we picked up the habit of like just starting this. It's like it's a good thing to keep our minds off of this and just keeping us doing something.
yeah. All right, Max, you want to go?
All right, yeah, I'll go. So, quarantine life hasn't been the greatest. I mean, I can't hang out with the boys. Video games are the only thing keeping me sane, and the only communication I have with the boys is through video games and stuff. And I mean, if it weren't for quarantine, we wouldn't really have this podcast, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
probably agree with that.
So
That's
yeah.
true.
I mean, we wouldn't. Yeah. And like, I realized I've been eating so much food to pass time because I've just been so bored. I'm hanging out with the boys. I just get so bored, and I mean, but then again, it's not terrible.
yeah.
At home reading for school is okay. It's not. It's definitely better than normal school, even though you don't get to see classmates and stuff. You know, you could just stay home, do the work at home, finish at by 12 o'clock, and then just binge watch YouTube, play video games, which is pretty much what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my lifestyle has changed a bit. It really sucks that my volleyball season ended. Me
Rip.
and Mo both are upset about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
and
add on to
feel
what
like I'm
Max
just
was saying a
getting
little
rusty.
bit. Sorry, but so how our school is doing like with this whole quarantine thing is that we all have meetings like outside of school, like on Zoom or Google Meets, and we all have these like specific times to get on. And for you guys, are they mostly mandatory or most of them optional?
Most of them are optional for me.
Most of mine are
I've had to
mandatory.
go to one mandatory one, and that was today.
It's
Yeah.
it's been a bit confusing whether or not, because they like I've never heard, like only one of my teachers specifies if it's optional or not. But I just
Mhm.
I try it at least, like if I try and attend one so that they're like, oh, you're alive, so that they mark my attendance thingy. They're like, oh, Charlie
Okay.
was here for the week.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the one biggest thing that comes out of this quarantine, for me personally, I don't know if you guys can relate, but there's no motivation at all. Like I'm not motivated to do anything.
I've never been so lazy.
Yeah. And like
My
when-
parents get mad at me for just laying on the ground all day and doing nothing. They're like, get your outside.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I'm grateful to have a trampoline and have something to do with it.
Well, the scary part is that you don't know how long it's gonna last too, because there's some some estimates say, oh, it'll be over by the end of summer, and like there's this one that said like it could be up to a year of like self-isolation.
Really?
Yeah, we just don't know.
Yeah,
There's not enough
It's
information.
the
Like, it's
uncertainty
just
of it
increasing.
too. That also
That might be the scariest part.
yeah. It's the uncertainty of when it's gonna end that really gets you. Because if we had a for sure date where we could go back outside, you know, it still wouldn't be as good, but at least, you know,
Mhm.
we'd have something to look forward to, you know. But for right now, our state says that at the least we can go April 30th. But from
I don't think any of us expect
yeah, I don't
school to
think it's
start
gonna
again.
be.
I don't
I think
think
they're
it
gonna
is.
extend it. And didn't they tell teachers that like to expect not to see students for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were planning to try and do something for finals online.
Yeah.
I actually
Uh-huh.
heard from that they weren't planning to do fine.
Thank
Yeah,
the
no,
Lord!
we're not doing.
Yeah, We're not doing
You said
finals.
his name, but I can bleep it out. But yeah,
He was
we're
talking
not doing
about our
finals.
principal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Our
and,
principal said.
and
Does anybody like have any funny stories that's happened since the quarantine? If you want, I could start.
Funny stories.
I could start us off.
funny
It actually relates
stories.
to. I have one that relates to the pod.
Go ahead.
All
Okay.
right. So, in my house, I have a younger sibling who's like a baby, basically. So she can barge in at any time and just start yelling or making noise or anything like that. And I have an older brother who's always like talking to like his college friends or is doing college homework. So my brother's like, I don't want you in like a 10-foot vicinity near me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave. And then, and my sister, I don't want her like disrupting the audio. So the solution that I have made to record these podcasts is I go in my parents' closet, and it's pretty comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. But this is a funny story that happened after recording the first podcast. So I'm just sitting there, I'm recording, everything's going good, and so I muted myself just in time. But my parents opened the door, and I get so scared. And again, out of all of us, I get scared super easily. I think everyone knows that here. I get scared really easily. I thought my heart jumped. I thought like yeah. My parents just opened the closet doors, and they just see me just laying down. We're talking, and I think my parents' initial reaction was like, "Why is he talking to himself? That's a little bit sus." But,
we need to get our child to a mental institution.
Yeah.
But wait, we can't.
And then while I was
because Ligma said no.
Yeah, I was like, "Mom and Dad, I'm recording a podcast," and they're like, "Okay," but they were like, just it was just a really awkward.
Be sure
moment,
sure to plug our SoundCloud, son.
No, yeah, I literally before every pod I have to yell out my door, "Hey, you don't come in my room!" And like on the first pod, both my brother and my sister both barged in, and I was like looking away from I didn't even mute myself. I was just looking them eyes as wide as possible, just like shaking my hand to get out. I'm like, go. Like it was the scariest thing. I'm like, please do not say a word or I'm dead.
Well, good thing I don't have to tell anybody. I just close my door and everybody leaves me alone in my house.
That's lucky. No one leaves me alone.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
My family's relatively the same. They just like leave well enough alone. They'll just like sit in their room, and if there's anybody who's barging into rooms, it's me. Like every hour or so, I'll just walk into my parents' room out of sheer boredom. I'm like, "Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad." Still nothing, and I'll pet my dog for like 10 minutes and walk back.
Another thing about quarantine is we have another online friend who lives in another state, but that's not really important to this story. But me and Charlie and him, we all play Super Smash Brothers, and it's like obviously, and we all decided that we were gonna have our moms fight each other in Smash Bros, and it was the funniest stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that was the best thing ever. Like, my mom won, by the way.
My
Charlie
mom was
avenged
very
her.
close, yeah.
Her Game and Watch kind of scary.
If you hadn't
I was like,
your
Mom,
how to
counter, Mom, please counter.
Mom, hand me the controller.
Mom, use the down B button.
And then we ended up playing with the same characters, but it was us this time. I ended up winning.
Yeah, Charlie avenged his mom. And then he ran over to his mom. He's like, Mom, I avenged you.
No, I said, Mom, I won it for us, and she went, oh, did you pretend that you were me? And I went, no. They knew that I was.
Did you pretend that you were me?
Yeah,
I would have known by the
she was like questioning my morality and my ethics. Like, why would you pretend that it's me? That's cheating. I'm like, no. Don't worry. No son of mine will cheat in the video game.
Just buys aim hacks.
Yo, hand me the controller, Ma.
I think that's another weird thing about the whole quarantine. My whole family's here, and usually
I cannot be with my family for this long.
I love
Too much.
I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my siblings. I love everyone. Almost everyone in the world. I love them. But having everyone in my house, it's a little bit off. Usually my brother's out at like college. My mom used to have work, now she doesn't. My dad used to have work, now he doesn't. My sister used to have preschool, now she doesn't. And it's just a whole weird vibe.
Well, for me, my college brother, he doesn't care about quarantine, and he's been going to parties sometimes and hanging out.
Stupid. He's gonna kill
I'm
you
a
all.
little-
He's gonna give you all Ligma.
He's not in our household. He's still
Okay.
at his door.
It's like you open the garage and you just see him gaming.
There.
Okay, I thought he was like he lives with your house. I'm like, you better put him in one of those inflatable hamster balls. Just sort of push him around in the backyard a bit.
He just trips on the stairs or just gets stuck in between them.
You obviously, I think we've all seen the the posts about like people learning new skills during quarantine and stuff, or like teaching themselves.
Oh,
new
yeah.
thing. So my I was talking to my mom, like this was in like the first week too, so we're on week 5 now. So first week me was like, I'm tired of this already, I'm bored, I want to get out of here. And she's like, well, is there any family games that we could play? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess we could do a family game night. And like, I forgot exactly what she brought up, but something clicked in my mind, and I'm like, oh, we should play Dungeons and Dragons. We still haven't gone through the starter book for Dungeons and Dragons, just because I feel like it would take a bit too much time. But so I met halfway, and I taught my mom Magic the Gathering.
So
that was pretty. It's a card game, but so my mom isn't really like the fastest learner when it comes to a lot of my interests. So, and she was actually doing pretty decent for someone who just picked up Magic. So it was fun.
That's cool.
My mom just don't care.
Same.
Yeah.
I can't convince her to do any of the things
He's
I
like,
like to do.
Mom, do you want to play a card game?
I can't
Piss off,
force my
Max.
mom to do flips. I can't make my mom do flips.
Gone.
God.
Scoffs at you.
You're doing it wrong. Tuck in your legs. Tuck them in.
Mom, you're
Over your
embarrassing me. Why can't you
shoulder.
just do a front flip?
Why can't you do a triple corkscrew?
How am I
Come on.
How can we do anything together if you can't even do a simple front flip off a trampoline?
Max, just perfect your backflip flat if you really have nothing to do.
But I can't
Why?
because it's snowing.
Ah, right. Snowy today.
Is
Like
it
a week
snowing?
ago, it was like 70 outside, and then it was snowing this morning.
Does the world know
Yeah,
that it's
yeah, yeah.
April?
It's the
Yeah,
world.
no. Whoa, bleep that.
Since we're on
please.
quarantine, a bunch of global warming is just it's
not- it's not.
stopped for.
we're gonna make so many people mad if we say that.
You know what I
Global
noticed,
warming
Charlie?
stopped.
You're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna fix my sleep schedule. I'm gonna go to bed, and it's like 11
Oh my
o'clock.
God.
And then
Oh
I
my
see
God.
you like messaging at like 1 or 3 a.m. And I'm like,
Yeah,
what happened to your
usually
sleep
those
schedule?
plans don't work out.
Yeah, my
I'm
sleep
still
schedule's
trying to fix
terrible.
my sleep schedule, and I haven't gone to sleep
I'm
since.
not.
yeah, no, mine's changed, and I don't care enough to change it. I'm going to bed at any time of the night, whenever I feel like it. 1, 2, 3, 12, whenever.
Parents make me sleep.
Yeah.
They're like, "Yo,
Max.
you got school tomorrow." I'm like, "Yeah, but I can do that anytime tomorrow."
And they're
they
like, nah.
"Don't."
Yeah. I
Also,
usually sleep around like 3 or 4, honestly. But I wake up in the afternoon. I wake up so late.
So, every Wednesday and Monday, my math class has a Zoom meeting, and so like
Whoa.
every time that my math class is eligible for a Zoom meeting, it has a Zoom meeting. So it's one of the most consistent things during quarantine. But like I missed one because I slept in a bit, and one of our friends, Sean, was just like messaging me on the Discord. Why weren't you in our math teacher's Zoom call today, huh? Like really patronizing me, and I'm like, oh, do I have to do this now? Like I'll attend the second one, please. You have to understand. I like playing Club Penguin
Sorry.
late at night. It's not my fault. I've been playing the
Yo,
new.
speaking
I've
about
been playing the
games.
new Club Penguin, actually, the reloaded
Oh.
one that they
Oh,
did.
should we all talk about games we've been playing for quarantine?
I mean,
Oh yeah.
You want me to go first? I'm down.
I got to the peak of boredom and got Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I'm not sorry about it either.
Did you
$60
really?
No. It was like on a huge sale. It was like $15 on the eShop.
What? 15?
Still not
Nintendo
worth it.
never
That's a
does that to
scam.
a
No,
Mario
it's
game.
it's actually not that bad though. Honestly,
Ah,
I didn't hear bad
That's
reviews
whack.
about
It
the
is
game when
whack.
it came
like,
out.
I
but
got to the peak of boredom and I bought it.
crazy.
Um,
That's insanity.
I've been playing Super Smash Bros. I love that game.
Super Smash Bros.
I
All day.
I bought
every day.
I bought the new COD. I played Warzone, and I think I might be the worst COD player in all of the world. I think I'm convinced I'm the worst player of all time. I have 0 wins. I'm terrible at the game, and I have no motivation to play it now.
So,
I'm so bad at the game. I'm so bad.
No, as soon as I do bad in the game, I lose all my play it for
yeah.
at least a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing Super Smash Bros. I've been playing Mario Kart with my mom. That's been fun.
Died
Just
in the
recently,
Minecraft survival world earlier, and I
Yeah.
just said no. I'm not
like
that.
like an
No.
hour ago, not even I think.
Yeah.
We were playing on
Yeah,
our
probably like an
Minecraft on our Minecraft realm. He died in a cave not too far from where he'd spawn, and I'm like, okay, so like usually someone would walk over, but he's like, well, no more Minecraft for me, and then logged
Yeah, I
off.
was done. I was
Bray just said
done.
Done
no.
with that.
He just said no.
I even
Bro, I
spent
was
time
so
building him
done.
an underwater base, which was
No more
not worth the
Minecraft.
hassle if I knew that later in the day he'd quit. I'd be like, I'm just
No,
gonna build you this
done.
2-foot deep dirt hole. Sleep in that.
Sleep in
take
there.
that,
Just sleep
leave
there.
Um,
You just dig like a 4x4. Just like sleep there.
Me and Braden really have been trying to find like free games to play or just games that we can play in general.
Oh, bro,
Uh,
Roblox. That Roblox binge we were on.
Yeah.
That was
We-
crazy.
God.
David,
That lasted like a week.
Roblox.
I mean, there.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna ask you after this podcast if you wanted to
Oh,
play
no.
Siren Head for Roblox.
Bro, I would not even have said no. I was so down, but I thought you were gonna go to sleep after you recorded the pod.
Yeah, I'm not
Guys,
sleepy
wondering,
yet, so
you
this
are
is
mentally insane.
I'm not sleepy yet, though.
and this is why my sleep schedule gets ruined. It's always like if I can make it to this time without sleeping in any time between, I'll be so tired that when I lay in my bed, I have a nice sleep schedule and I'll wake up on time. And then like in the
Well,
middle
that's
of it, I just sleep at 3 and wake up at 7. Like I'm awake. Yes, I didn't sleep at all. And then
My
be like,
favorite-
why is
my
my
favorite
sleep
way-
schedule so messed up?
Favorite way to sleep is on my phone, and I just pass out because then I don't have to try. I just pass out while on my phone. I'm that tired.
I just go to sleep when I am like at the peak of tired, and I just go gone.
Sometimes I don't get to that point of a realization, and I just pass out.
When I do that, my mom gets so mad at me the next day. She's like, you know that if you keep doing that, that's not good for your health. And I'm like, all right, mom, I won't do it.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
eventually-
you
actually gotten
continue to
into
do it.
some.
Mhm.
It's actually gotten me into some trouble with my parents because one time, so they make me put my phone downstairs so I can't use it all night. So I was using my Chromebook to watch YouTube
What a
and stuff.
savage.
I passed out while I was on my Chromebook, and my mom saw me unconscious with my Chromebook open on a Sonic video.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And she woke me up the next day, and she's like, "Why were you on your Chromebook?"
Put the
I was
Chromebook
like,
downstairs, Max. Put it
I was like,
downstairs.
"Whoops, whoops." Yeah. Games I've been playing during quarantine though. I've still been playing like Super Smash Bros. I've been playing a lot more Xenoblade than I normally do because I'm so bored. My little brother went to the verge of insanity and bought a game we already have for the PlayStation 4 on the Switch.
What game?
Rocket League.
Oh. He bought it again on what?
On the Switch. He
Oh.
had
Wait.
Tell him to 1v1 me.
Wait,
No.
you have Rocket League on the PlayStation, Braden?
I have it on the PlayStation and the Switch because Colin got it for like Christmas, and then I
We
bought
also got
Rocket League.
Buphead.
Oh, yeah, I
yeah.
have Buphead. Buphead's fun.
Yeah.
Though I can't pass this one level or this one boss, and I'm really mad.
Yeah, that's
I
always
even
where
got
I.
down for Xenoblade because I wanted that.
That's where I sometimes draw the line at some games where I like if there's one boss that I'm just having a really hard time to beat, I'll like go done with this game, and I'll like I'll go away for a week and then I'll come back and I beat them on like the first or second try.
Yeah, this goes back to the kind of the nostalgia podcast episode.
Yeah.
If we posted it on Wednesday, so go watch it. But
about it.
either way, I already said it, but I used to be a big Sonic fan. So I still do.
Same.
Yeah.
Used to.
Still am.
What kind of loyalty
okay.
is that, bro?
I'm still a big fan of my
He's
boy
lying.
Sonic. I'm still a big fan.
Petting his ego.
So either way, I was getting so bored and desperate. I was like, by the way, there's like a bunch of Sonic games on like the PS3 and Xbox 360, and I don't have my PS3 anymore. So I was like, I'm gonna buy a PS3 or an Xbox 360, and I still have the Sonic games. I was like, I'm gonna buy one. I'm just gonna play Sonic games. Still haven't been able to find one for a good price.
Yeah, no, I gotten a ton of Sonic fan games on my computer because that's where I'm at in boredom. I got Project 06, such a good game. Thank you for that. I need them to finish it. I need a new demo.
Everybody's probably so confused what we're talking about right now.
Well, because we're being Sonic nerds again. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but like that's just how it is.
Nostalgia rush.
What's a obviously this quarantine isn't all just really depressing. Do you guys have any like at least some fun stories or things that have improved during quarantine?
Aiden's gotten better at flipping.
Yeah, I've hucked dub back and dub front. Haven't landed them, but I'll work on it. It
I
got
don't know
cold
if
today, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, today
I don't know
was
if this
so
is
cold.
considered. I
Makes
don't
me
know.
upset because I want to flip with Brayden, but I can't.
And I wanna flip with you guys too, because
Yeah,
I'm
we gotta
so
teach
good.
you how
I'm
to
so
back
good at.
off,
I'm
dude.
so good at flipping. If you guys didn't know.
Oh yeah, go
In case
ahead.
you guys didn't know,
Pop off,
Yeah.
man.
Muhammad, master flipper.
Bro, best
Um,
flipper.
He can huck front flip sometimes.
Bro, he can huck dub front flat. Swear to God.
On ground. I'm
I
God.
don't know if this
On
counts as.
concrete.
Yeah.
Literally no run up. Standing.
I don't know if this counts as. I don't know if this counts as being a fun story, but one of my neighbors, he's kind of an old man. Shout out to my neighbor. He's not listening to this, but around
Maybe he should be, Mo.
6.
Plug our podcast.
Yeah, no. Plug us when you're helping him next.
Yeah, I think everyone in this podcast knows because I leave at like 6 every morning. Like I go from 6 to like 7, and I just help out my neighbor with like groceries or whatever. And that's like the only time I actually get to like kind of leave the house. So I don't know if it's considered fun, but I guess I like helping out, being a good person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind person.
My family's been
Thank
doing
you, Muhammad.
like my
need more people
family's
like
been
that.
doing Zoom meetings like and it's not just so
Oh,
I
that's a
have
good way to
3
connect.
siblings that all are not living with us, so
We're not living.
no, they're not living in our house. They're still
They're not
living.
living.
they're still
That
alive.
took the darkest turn of all time.
Yeah, no. So
There's a pause.
Paused for
one
too
of my
long.
older brothers is in LA. The other one is in a suburb of Chicago, and then my older sister is also in Chicago. And so not only do we just do Zoom meetings with them, but we also like bring on cousins, aunts, and we just talk, and it's like one way to connect during this time, to reach out. Because actually, I think we've been talking with the extended family, like we've seen them more when we're not allowed to go outside of the house than if we were allowed to go outside of the house. I think that's kind of ironic.
Yeah, I sometimes get to hear my mom on a call with her mom, and it's quite interesting. They're always talking about weird stuff. Sometimes my mom doesn't realize I'm listening, and she's no, shut up. Anyway, yeah, sometimes she doesn't realize they're listening. And earlier today, actually, they were talking about blood or something. She's like, "No, Ma, I know. Just because it's type O blood, we don't know. We don't know." And I still don't understand what they were talking about, but that's all the
Doesn't
context.
your
I
mom
had.
listen to these? Well,
Um,
now
Oh,
she
no.
knows.
she listens this far.
So,
not
I'm
that
so,
engaged with her children.
I'm gonna drone off again, but I find the story a bit funny. So, you know, before the quarantine, it's a joke. I'm not offended when they bring it up, but like, I'm called lazy, and I'm like, yeah, I'm lazy. I don't do chores around the house and stuff. But so I went down to the kitchen, and there were just like plates in the sink, and I'm like, I might as well wash the sink. No one told me to do it. I'm just like, I might as well do it, and I did it, and my mom went in and saw, and so she was on a call with my grandma, and she tells my grandma, guess who washed the dishes without being told to? And my grandma was like, Bennett? And she's like, no, Charlie. She's like, wow, have you been doing your laundry too? And I'm like, yes, we've been doing a laundry system. I'm doing work, I promise. I don't know. I wasn't offended by it at all. I find it funny. But I like how just to her, quarantine had broken me so much that I had to do chores to keep me sane. And it wasn't necessarily that I needed to keep me sane, just that there were no plates in the cabinets and the kitchen was messy. So I'm like, no one else is doing something about it, I might as well.
Yeah, my dad always makes jokes about, so like one time I didn't eat that much food when it was dinner because I wasn't that hungry. And so now for the past like month, every time I'm eating food, he's like, oh, is that all you're eating? Oh, it's like, whoa, you're getting a third piece? I'm like, Dad, I eat food, I swear. He's like, you haven't proven to me that you do.
No, it's because you eat too much during the day, and then at dinner you're just like, no, too much.
And he's like, wow, you're eating as much as your 2-year younger brother. Good job. So it's been, in my mind, it's unintentionally making me eat more. And
All right,
he's making you fat so that he can cook you up for the
me.
final meal.
The final meal.
And then
This is
No,
like
he's
some
gonna switch it
Hansel
up
and
with
Gretel. Sorry.
No, in the end, he's gonna flip the joke around. He's like, "Oh, you're getting another piece, Porky."
Wow. That's such a dad thing to do, though. That's exactly.
Bro, that's the inevitable fate.
Yeah.
Talking about food, you know, I've always made the joke that I like to cook, and I do enjoy cooking, but I think it's time that I say it out loud. I'm probably the best cook of all time.
Okay, bet. Send me your food.
Send me food.
So ever
man.
since the quarantine, I started cooking way more. And one time I was making a bowl of pasta, and I was making this new pasta recipe that I saw on the internet. I saw it on YouTube. If you know this one YouTube channel, Tasty, that's the name of it. They just do a bunch of like cooking videos on their channel, and I always just watch them because I'm that bored. And so this recipe involved putting milk and like boiling it. So because I'm so stupid, and I think everybody knows I'm a pretty dumb person, I put milk over the stove and I left it there for like an hour. I just totally forgot about it. I was like, Mom, why does it smell so bad? And my mom's like, I don't know. And then I go in the kitchen, and you know, it wasn't looking too good out there. And again, we mention this every podcast. I get scared very easily. So I ran outside, got the fire extinguisher, and then my mom was there. My mom was like, why are you getting the fire extinguisher? Just push it off the stove. And I was like, yeah, that's what I meant. I'm like, yeah, that's what I meant. I was gonna do it with the fire extinguisher. My mom was just so disappointed in me. It's so
actually also have a cooking story that went poorly. So I wanted to make cookie. So I was trying to make cookie with recipe I found.
cookie.
And when I got to the part with the flour, I grabbed.
Did you grab cake flour?
I think you got powdered sugar.
No. No, it's far worse than just grabbing cake flour. I grabbed this black container that had a white powdery substance. I thought it was
Cocaine.
It wasn't.
No. What was it? What was it?
It wasn't flour. I'll get to that in a second. And so after all of it, I thought it was a bit too liquidy, so I kept adding more of the substance. and I put it in the microwave because it was you could put it in the microwave. You could have said in the recipe you could use it in the microwave, and I did, and I put in for like 2 minutes because that's what it said, and at around 1 minute it started to smell all burnt and stuff, and I was like, that can't be. So I open up to check, and it's just a black puddle. And it's just a black puddle, and the whole kitchen smells bad. My mom's like, what the hell is that smell? And I'm trying to redo the recipe, and she sees me putting in the same flour in quotations. She says, that's not flour. I'm like, it's not? And she's like, no, that's powdered sugar.
I called it.
So I was having powdered sugar
Oh my God.
into the cookie recipe, which is why it didn't cook correctly and why it wasn't thick. So yeah, I ruined multiple resources on trying to make.
So now if you starve, you can blame it on you wasting the powder.
Did you end up making the actual cookies?
No, I gave up. After the second try,
I
was
would
like,
try it again.
Nah, screw this.
So, Braden knows
can't
about
trust
this dish. So,
Yes! I want to try it!
there was this. I dropped my phone. There was this video
Well,
that I was sharing around in our Discord server to just make everybody feel pain, and it was a video where someone is making this ramen recipe, and at the very end they it's almost perfect, and then it falls out of the pan, and so I decided to recreate it, and it tasted so good, and so I was eating that for like a straight week. But
Nice.
and also my cousin who is all the way in Massachusetts, she's I'm actually not sure, but she's a chef. She's worked for some top chefs in the country before, and also I'm gonna plug her Instagram, not on the podcast, but for you guys so that you can see it. But she makes amazing food I can't speak right now, and she takes pictures of it. But she's friends with a local baker. I think it was a baker. So she got like 4 industrial-sized bags of flour just to make whatever, or it might have been flour. She got 4 industrial bags of some cooking substance.
Mm-hmm.
just a huge amount. I don't know. I don't have anything about cooking, like, because I don't.
You do.
I literally just run down to the kitchen, grab food, back to my room.
Yeah, or just yell at our parents to go make us mac and cheese.
I don't yell at my parents; they yell at me.
I went into my parents' room and I went, hey mom, can you make me some mac and cheese? And she's like, I'm actually not feeling too well. And then my dad's like, why don't you go make it? And I'm like, I'll just make myself some ramen. And he's like, why won't you make yourself mac and cheese? It's like, I'm not bothered to. So I was just like, I'd rather just microwave the ramen instead of.
Be too lazy to microwave the ramen.
Yeah, not too lazy.
Like,
I don't even think I ended up eating ramen. I think I ended up just
chips.
like taking some. Yeah, I think I just took some tortilla chips up to my room and ate it. But trying to think of any other cooking stories.
You know,
Sometimes I just make cereal for myself
oh, I love cereal.
at like
Might be
2
cereal's in
o'clock
my top
p.m.
5.
just
The
any
best cereal.
Besides favorite lunch.
Hold on.
Cereal.
We're gonna
What-
have this
what is your
argument.
favorite
We're
cereal?
gonna pause the entire topic of this episode to have this argument.
Okay. Oh, whoa.
Best
Okay.
best cereal. We're gonna name it in 3, 2,
Honey
1.
Bunches of Oats.
Oh my
3,
god!
2.
I don't have one though.
What? What do you
Honey
mean?
Bunches of Oats. Honey Bunches of Oats.
Alright, 3,
Frost
I don't care
3,
enough about cereal.
2
Cinnamon
Frosted
Toast
Flakes.
Crunch.
Nah, man,
Wait,
it's
did you-
Frosted Flakes. Frosted
Flakes
Flakes
are
all the
kinda
way.
fire.
I'm leaning towards that Frosted Flakes gang.
Wait. Can I just say
Excuse
something?
me.
Max said cinnamon toast crunch. Charlie said Frosted Flakes, and I said the one healthy cereal.
Honey
That
Bunches
says
is
so
about
much.
is really good. Actually,
You're
you know what?
weird.
If we're doing the best healthy cereals, I'd do Special K.
Oh yeah.
Special
You wouldn't
K
say
is
Honey
definitely.
Bunches.
Honey Bunches
Not
of
Honey
Oats is
Bunches.
good too, though.
Yeah.
The
What
worst
is
cereal.
Frosted
The
Flakes
worst
versus-
cereal. Did
I don't
your
even
parents
like
ever
sugary
have
cereal. I'm so weird.
Did your parents ever had those like grape nut cereal things? Like those, they're not flavorful at all. They're just these tiny,
Actually,
unflavored
the
pellets.
best cereal ever.
Did anyone
Ugh.
ever have their
No.
parents buy them Kellogg's cornflakes? They taste so bad. They taste like nothing.
Raisin Bran.
Eat flakes.
Ugh.
I'm actually not. I will eat Raisin Bran because, but I'll just exclusively eat the raisins, and that's
This-
it.
Have
This doesn't
y'all
have
ever
much to do
had the
Same with Lucky
sacred?
Charms.
Have y'all ever had the sacred cereal of the gods, Lucky Charms, but marshmallows only?
Oh my god.
Have
I
you ever
not
had Captain Crunch? Oops, all berries.
Oops, all berries.
Oh my
No.
god, all
All
berries.
berries. Oops, all berries.
Captain
Alright,
Crunch.
I'm gonna share a
Okay,
traumatizing story.
can we
with
just say this
cereal.
right now? I don't know, but Captain Crunch is not a good cereal. It cuts the roof of your mouth, and it just does not.
Talk about the worst
Tastes good.
sugary cereal.
Captain
What's-
Crunch.
What?
That's it. That's
Captain
it's-
Crunch.
Not
Yeah.
Captain Crunch.
What is it?
Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs?
Cocoa Puffs are
good.
amazing. What do you
It's
mean?
Cocoa Puffs. No, they're
Cocoa Puffs-
not.
Dude, you
They
can make
suck.
chocolate milk.
What are you
You
talking
can make
about? They're
chocolate
good.
milk with Cocoa
Terrible.
Puffs. You can make chocolate milk
Cocoa
with Cocoa
Puffs?
Puffs.
I was about to
Chocolate
throw
milk.
hands
That's
if
why
you
I
said
don't like it. It
I
ruins
was-
my milk.
What? I was about to throw hands if you were gonna say Trix cereal.
Tricks for kids.
Listen here.
Except for kids.
All right, I'm
Stupid
gonna
rabbit.
I'm gonna
Alright.
share the most traumatizing cereal story of all mankind.
And then we'll go
Okay.
back to quarantine. We'll go back to
Boy, oh
yeah,
boy.
sorry.
I
for getting off
swear to
topic.
God.
After this, we'll get back to quarantine and topic. But when I was a kid, I was in elementary school again. Everybody knows this in the pod. I am probably the dumbest kid of all time. I don't think there's a kid dumber than me. Like, I used to get scared a bunch. I used to believe in like, well, that's a future episode. But one time
You
I was a
believe
kid.
in orgy bid.
Hold on, I just learned how to snap out of nowhere. That's cool.
What?
Okay, you continue though.
Oh, that's a cool thing.
I learned a new
That's a
skill. I
memorable
learned a new
moment
skill
in
in
the pod.
quarantine. I learned how to snap.
You learned a new skill on the podcast.
Mo, did you believe in Roy G. Biv?
I did.
Oh my god. Okay, Mo.
He's a
What
colorful
are we
man, and he
talking
proudly
about?
stands at the rainbow's end.
This is kindergarten or preschool. But I was watching TV and I saw this one commercial for Fruit Loops, and I was like, Mom, we gotta go buy some Fruit Loops. Like, Mom, you gotta buy me some Fruit Loops. And my mom was like, fine, I'm gonna go buy you some Fruit Loops. And we went to I think like Walmart or like I don't know, some store. And I saw the Fruit Loops and I just started jumping out of joy. And you know, I'm pretty sure a Walmart worker had to calm me down or something. I don't know what I did. I got so excited for some Fruit Loops. I don't know. Again, you have to remember, I'm like the weirdest kid of all time. And,
Oh my god, you just
I got home and I was like, I'm about to dig into some Fruit Loops. My mom's like, nah, you gotta eat dinner first, son. I was like, fine. I ate dinner and then I was like, okay, but I'm not hungry anymore, Mom. This is all your fault. And my mom's like, all right, just put them in the cabinet and you know, you could eat them tomorrow for breakfast. And you know, again, I'm a dumb kid. So there's just like one spot in your house. There's like this one spot in my house. It's totally fixed now, but we didn't know it. We did know at the time, but there were like some like ants there, like 2-3 ants or whatever. And if you didn't know, ants really like cereal or like something, I don't know.
Oh,
And,
no.
I didn't know.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was a dumb kid, and I put the cereal like in that one spot in like one of the cabinets. And the next morning, I get it, and I open the box, and it's just a bunch of ants inside the Fruit Loops. Like it's
No!
No!
it's
No!
traumatizing. And I single-handedly started an ant infestation. Like it got fixed the same day. It wasn't like that bad, but the whole entire box was just filled with ants. And I
Little Mo
got so
never got his
scared.
Fruit Loops.
I started an
crying.
infestation in my house once because I left a plate of chicken wing bones out on my desk, and I think it was stewing there for about a week. This is when I had a really bad habit of not putting my plates away. So I just said,
You just leave it there.
yeah, I mean, I left it in my room because I'd either be watching a video or playing a game, and I'm like, well, I don't have time to bring it down right now, so I'll never bring it down until my parents yell at me to do so. But so it's this
Yeah.
rancid plate of chicken wing bones. You know, there's some meat left on it, and one day I look over to my desk, and I look and I see the plate. I see that the bones are black, and I'm like, okay, well, that's not right.
Aw.
And upon closer inspection, it was covered in ants. It
Ooh. Oh, whoa.
Oh, dude.
did not like that. Was not fun. We had ants for like a week in
Then
the
you were
house.
like, all right, let me finish this real quick
Oh, wait, can I
and then
say,
take a
can
bite.
I say one last thing?
Oh yeah, and then we could go back to quarantine.
Back to the topic. So yeah, by the way, I'm scared of bugs. And ever since that day, I've never had Fruit Loops ever again.
What?
No,
Oh, why?
actually,
Yeah, I haven't had Fruit Loops.
What?
no. I
Not
am sending
Fruit Rings?
Fruit Loops. I am sending you Fruit Loops. You're
I
all
don't
gonna
even-
mail Mo Fruit
I
Loops.
I had it once, and yeah, you know,
I
Would've
can
still
still
eaten
taste
them if
the
there were
ants to
ants
this
in 'em.
day.
yeah, me and Fruit Loops
You
are.
pour in the milk and be like, I'm gonna eat it.
All right,
I mean,
let's go back
technically-
to the actual topic now.
Actually, no,
Just a bowl of
that'd be
ants.
wrong. I was gonna say technically there's nothing wrong with eating the ants, and I'm like, well, no, they've been in sewage pipes, not healthy, not good. Do not eat them.
They've been everywhere.
Yeah, no, ants are like one of the most disgusting creatures
Protein.
because they've been like crawling in your vents, picking up dust.
It's so easy to get an ant infestation if you just leave food out. Like even ants even go to like the garbage if you don't throw the garbage out.
Yeah. All right.
Has
So
anybody ever had?
Rats.
back to quarantine. Oh yeah, school. We've kind of touched on school a bit, but not too much. So
Barely, like a little
our high
bit.
school's doing, and they're obviously doing e-learning like most other high schools, and so not every teacher is on the same page as another teacher. So like one teacher can have everything down, like they've got a calendar, they know exactly what their students need, like they're sending out emails like left and right, like they're making sure that their students are having no troubles. And then there are these other teachers who you need to send like 4 consecutive emails in order to get their attention, and then they misspell your name at the end of it, and they don't even say much. They're like, all right, haha, lol, see you later, Baden, and then just
Cool.
leave it. Haha, cool, we'll help you, bye. Harley.
One of my teachers,
Mo, are you all good
one
now?
of my teachers don't even send. One of my teachers just send one assignment in the week and it's due next week. Like they'll send it
Yeah,
on Monday.
that's what my math
it's due
teacher
next
does.
Monday.
Dude, same. I wonder if we have the same
What?
math teacher.
Yeah, no, we both have the same math teacher. He sends
I'm like,
one
shit.
assignment for the whole week, and it's like I'm down. I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
no, dude, it's.
It
I
takes
hate
me
math.
like 30
I'm bad
minutes
at
to
math.
finish and I'm done.
I mean,
Oh my god, we didn't even mention this. I'm so sorry, Charlie. But the best thing about not having school is that our grades, especially, I think it might be everywhere. I don't know, but for our high school, our grades cannot go down. Like the grade that we had once the quarantine started, even if we like get a worse grade than that, it'll at the very worst be that grade. If that made any sense, I don't
They-
know.
Yeah, the
They
worst
take
we
a
can do is what
they-
we had in the start of quarantine.
they had
Yeah.
a specific day where they took a picture of our grade for each class, and then at the end of the year they're going to compare it with the grade that we have in that class, and whichever one is higher they'll pick. So if your previous grade was
Sick.
higher than your grade that you had at the end of the year, they pick that grade. If your grade at the end of the year was higher than your previous grade, then they pick that one. But so you can only go up, you can only progress.
Which is cool because for those who already have good grades, they just don't need to worry about those classes.
Yep, just like my boy
Except
Max.
my mom cares. My mom cares because a lot of my grades are okay and I don't need to work on them as much as like 2 of my other classes. But my mom saw that I got an incomplete on one of my assignments and she
Wow.
got really pissed.
Have you explained to her the grading
like,
system,
"Why do you
and
get
does she say that
I'm
she
like-
doesn't care?
I don't know.
My
No, she
mom,
cares.
my mom and dad ask me like almost every day. It's like, did you have a meeting today? Did you have a meeting today? Do you have school tomorrow? Do you need to go to sleep early? I was like, Mom and Dad, it doesn't really because my grade can't go down. But I still try to go to the classes, even if.
Yeah, I bet
was-
Mohammed's got straight A's.
If
Right.
any kid had straight
Oh my
A's, all they
God.
needed to do was just sleep in, like for the rest of quarantine. They don't need to do
Exist.
anything.
Honestly.
Well,
Mhm.
technically,
You
your
could just
school.
click the turn-in button on all your assignments, so you get
yeah, and
present.
just get an automatic 40% and leave. Like I'll attend
Some
this
of the
class.
assignments though, just
Ooh, easy class.
yeah, some of the assignments for me though, they're just so annoying.
Me and
I
Mo
don't- I
have
can't- I don't
me
wanna-
and Mo
I
have
don't
a
know it.
paragraph essay that we need to write for Lord of the
I
Flies.
don't have a problem with that. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean it's not too bad, but I mean
Makes sense, honestly.
I don't like
It's
it.
dumb.
I don't like doing work.
I didn't
Obviously.
like it. I didn't like it.
It's like our English teacher's listening to this. Shout out to our English teacher.
Shout out to our English teacher. You know who you are if you're watching this, of course.
I doubt he is.
Mo, I dare you to email him. Hey, watch our podcast.
Go check
Dude,
this
Do
shit
it.
out.
Do it. Do
I've
it.
already said so much embarrassing things about myself on here. No one's
Many
gonna treat me the
Freaking
same.
no grammar.
You've never
Your
said
English
anything
teacher would be
embarrassing. What's
disappointed.
one
It's
thing
okay,
that you've
Mom,
said
me
that's
too.
embarrassing that other people don't?
Bro, the pasta.
Oh,
the
you
pasta.
don't want people to know you play Sonic.
No, that's okay with me. People know.
The pasta
is it-
story? What's so
The pasta
embarrassing
story?
about the pasta story?
Dude,
a burned
I'm
pasta.
known for being such a renowned chef and just.
Yeah, you're known.
I've never
whenever-
seen
when I
you
hear the
cook
name
anything,
Mo, I
Mo. How
think
could you be
Gordon
renowned?
Ramsay as an Indian.
Indian
Gordon Ramsay
Gordon
better move out
Ramsay.
the way. Mo.
Look out! Here comes Mohammed.
I actually trained under Gordon Ramsay's wing for a little while.
Guys, I can't
Yo,
snap
he used to
anymore.
teach.
What are some TV
He lost the
shows or
ability to
movies?
snap.
I lost
No.
the ability to snap. No!
Brayden, come on, you
I
gained
got
the
it and I
ability
lost it.
You forgot.
All right.
I
Hey,
can't.
Brayden.
I
Hey, Brayden.
really
Hey, Brayden.
can't.
Hold on. Shh. Hey, Brayden. Listen to this.
Bleep that. Bleep that. But yes.
Oh,
What,
Swear.
what Brayden said was bear.
Yeah, I said bear.
He said bear.
Eh,
All right, what are some TV shows or movies you guys have been watching? We talked about
Demon
games.
Slayer.
I actually have been watching horror movies.
I went weeb mode and watched Demon Slayer because someone recommended it to me, and it's not bad.
I haven't.
I've been watching Parks and Rec again.
I
on
haven't
Netflix.
been
That's such a
watching
good show.
anything. I just watch YouTube videos and play games. Like I have.
Honestly,
I do not.
yeah.
I do not ingest
If I ever
TV.
if I ever want to waste the time, I just go on YouTube because if I had to click one video, it's over.
But I do
Yeah,
know
I'm
that
always
if I
like one
needed
more
to watch a
video,
TV
then I'll
show,
finish this work
Oh,
real
sorry.
quick. But then it's like
Mm-hmm.
5 more videos.
I do know if I was
a
going to
movie.
watch a TV show, I'd probably go on to Netflix and watch Tiger King
Oh, I've watched that.
because
That's good.
apparently it's really entertaining.
Yeah, I've watched it. That is a good.
I can never find a movie. Like,
if I get really
just-
desperate,
some-
again, we talk about Sonic. I think this is the Sonic pod because we have me and Braden. But if I ever get really desperate, I might have to watch the old Sonic TV show, Sonic X, and then I'll just get a
Oh, I
big
thought you were gonna say
nostalgia rush.
Sonic Underground, the best Sonic
Nah.
TV show.
Sonic Underground.
I know there's somebody watching this who's like, dude, this Mo kid. What a
Triplets
nerd."
born,
Bro.
the throne awaits, the serpent
What a
warns of a
But
deadly
But last
fate. Give
episode,
up your
bro,
children,
me
separate.
going off about Sonic.
Okay, I know I'm like I'm like a teenager, but there's just so much nostalgia with Sonic.
Bro,
There's just too
real.
much.
Too much.
Honestly, there's too
All
much.
of it.
They're still
Am I
living off
ashamed
the
of
high
myself?
of the
A
Sonic
little bit.
movie. That's really what this all is.
Yeah.
Sonic.
Mhm. No, most status on Discord is still Sonic movie, best movie of all time. Don't at me.
It's a good movie.
It's
If
It's
you guys,
so good.
if you guys are in quarantine and you haven't watched it, you can probably watch it like for free.
Oh
on
yeah,
YouTube,
you
I
know
bet.
what? I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and watch the Pixar movie Onward that Disney released.
Oh, did you
early
see the review I gave in on the Discord?
for
I
Onward?
saw the review Braden gave on Instagram. How it changed his life or something.
Wait,
What?
Onward?
He said it impacted his life greatly.
What?
Right after
the Sonic movie.
Oh
Sonic
yeah, the
movie.
Sonic movie.
no.
Yes, I did.
Best
Best movie of all
he
time.
thought you
Yeah, I
were
don't know if
talking
you saw
about
this.
Onward. He's like, I don't even.
I was like, I
Oh,
had
no.
not even.
No,
seen
no, but
Onward.
guys, we need to recognize the true best movie. Trolls World Tour.
No, stop.
Dude,
I'm about to
I
leave
hate
my room. I'm
I
about to
didn't
leave.
even touch
Yeah.
that.
Bye. That's the end
I
of
saw the
podcast.
trailer and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
the rapping one glittery troll was all I needed to see in the commercial for me to
For
say.
me to immediately to decide that
Nah.
it was not valid. It is not for me. It's there's
Quarantine really opens up your eyes. If you think
there's
about it. Like, to
a,
like new stuff in a way.
there's a
Know what I'm
video that
saying?
I'll post in the group chat.
Dude.
It's basically making fun of the animated trailers like that. It's by oh no, his name's ProZD on YouTube. Oh yeah. So anything else besides any talk about Trolls World Tour?
I have no information on that.
I would rather not
Yeah,
talk
just
about
please,
that.
no trolls. Just stop.
All right. We have any
Oh,
other
wait.
quarantine things to talk about?
Oh, I just have one more thing to add. I
I've
think
capped on
I think it's
everything.
the best thing to end off on.
Yes.
The YouTube videos on how to wash your hands. Those have been blowing up.
I don't like
Obvious.
it because I know how to wash my
Hey,
hands.
guys,
I don't need 20
How about
other
I
videos.
upload a how to wash your hands video, but they get to see the crip hand?
Bro.
Yeah, that'd blow up.
How did that blow up?
How to wash your hand
but
if
is a
you're missing a
twist.
thumb.
We hit
But
50 subs, it'll be a 20-second video of Brayden washing his hands with Chris.
We'll do a
I'm
hand
so down to
reveal.
do that.
We'll do a hand
You know, the
reveal.
thing
50
is-
subs. 50
Bro, hand
subs.
reveal,
Remember.
hand reveal,
hand
hand reveal.
After the first pod, I said I set a sub goal and we hit it in like an hour. So who knows? Maybe
Crazy.
because if we say another sub goal, we'll hit it in an hour. Probably not. But
Yeah.
We'll hit it in an hour.
less than an
50
hour.
subs
Bro,
for Crip hand
20
video.
minutes. I'll give it that. If it's not in 20 minutes, I don't know what it is.
If it's not in a 1 minute,
Anger.
if you don't get
How are
100
we not
subscribers in 1
popular
minute, like,
yet?
what's going
We
on?
have everything we need.
Yeah.
Dang.
All right.
I'm upset.
Well,
Anger.
But to end on kind of a serious note, the quarantine has actually kind of like brought about some like new things. Like this podcast, again, we mentioned at the start, it probably wouldn't have happened without the quarantine. And I hope you guys are like, listening to it, and you guys are enjoying it while you guys are in quarantine probably too.
Hopefully, this brings you some distraction from the world.
exactly.
Yeah, so thank you for watching.
Yeah, I think that's a great
Yeah,
place
this
to
has
Make
been
sure
the
you
7.5 Arms
Smash
podcast.
the like button.
Smash the
No,
like button.
most
Best
important,
podcast out
share
there right
this
now.
video. Share the video to all of
Yeah,
you.
you
Leave a
can
comment
share.
down below
And
if you
make sure
If you
do
want
the
to hear me
comments
embarrass myself even more, share the
Okay,
video.
hold on,
I can
hold
get
on.
embarrassed
We're
by more
all-
what
people.
you want to see next.
We're
Yeah,
all
comment
speaking
down
at the same
topics.
time. Hold on. Let's
Okay, who's
calm
going?
down. I'll go. Thank you for watching
Okay.
the 7.5 Arms podcast. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below any feedback and or what you've been doing to keep yourself busy during quarantine. Thank you. Have a nice day, and be sure to wash your hands. Wash your hands.